some of the other issues that are coming up. You've queried whether GMOs, we've had several submissions on that point. You think that's already been dealt with?
Well, sorry, Madam Chair, can I just refer back to the report, which was the decision, consultation point, sorry, managing our environment. Sorry, on page 6 of 36 of my, the specific points raised included the revision of regional plan policies and other provisions to address specific issues, including, and those 4 are listed. And then there are obviously a number of other points that were raised as part of this broad topic. And it was moved and seconded and resolved that there was no change to the LTP, other than the separate decision that's been made around oil and gas drilling, potential plan change around that.
I might hold off on being quite so definitive about that.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That under others, there are some of these requests we need to look at more specifically. That particular one was on increasing the budget for the.
Okay. That was purely about the increase in the budget, as far as I was concerned, anyway.
Yeah, and the specific work around the parliamentary commissioner was mentioned as one of the particulars in that. Yeah. So we might pick that up against the final wrap up on others then. So the next thing I think that we need to, that's the specific funding ones? Yep. Can you give us a reference on that? So we'll come back to some of the funding requests, and I want to come to some of those ones that don't fit within a broad category of being. So first up, I think if we take the funding request for the Tuamata Foundation, otherwise known as Enviro Schools.
Oh, okay.
What were you going to start with?
No, that's all right. We can work backwards. I don't mind.
Sorry,
that's right. 35 of 36.
And this is submission 60.
So, councillors, this is a program that we've run now for a number of years, and we run it in partnership with the Nina Braithwaite Trust, which continues to commit around about half of the cost of the program for us. We one of our full-time staff members is the Enviro Schools coordinator, and she oversees the work of two part-time coordinators who are based in 3 actually in the community, and they work with a number of schools throughout Hawke's Bay. So they have asked for a organisation that was Enviro Schools and is now the Tuamata Foundation, have asked for an increase in their budget from us of 10%, which is actually equivalent to $2,000 per annum.
Can I ask a question, Ms.
Yes, you may.
I want to know what the money's for. I just don't want it just a 10%
So
increase.
sure, it's for them to continue to carry out the work. They increase the number of schools each year that belong to the program, or they continue to get interest in the schools in the program. So although the amount of resource is fairly labour intensive from a coordinator's or perspective, when a school first joins and does ease off, there's still a level of maintenance that's required of schools that are already part of the program. So it really, the increased money is just a reflection of the slightly increased hours that are required for people to be able to, or people working in this area to be able to maintain that contact with all the schools that belong to the program.
Can Mr. Mohi tell us what Tuamata means?
I haven't got the thing in front of me, all my papers. All your papers.
I wonder whether they've got it mixed up with that quite tasty sauce, Tuamata.
Question.
But seriously, why have they changed? Why have they changed the?
If you have a look on their website, it still actually covers both and they did a relaunch of the whole thing some time ago. Last month in April. They have just opted to use the Māori name first. So it is still Tauamata Enviro schools, but
Okay.
they're just placing emphasis on that.
Seems
Is it
to-
right?
Effectively a holding name, and they operate the Te Ahu Turoa, I think it is, the Māori program, and Enviro schools. And they won't be changing the Enviro schools program name, but it's really the holding company that operates the various products that they deliver to the market.
Councillor Belford, you had a question?
Yes.
The commitment from the Brathwaite Charitable Trust, is that open-ended at $21,000 a year? Because it started in 2010, it appears, so.
Yes,
we're-
it did. It is renewed yearly, is it?
3 years.
3 yearly, yeah. So they renewed it again in 2013, and
We expect it'll,
We do.
yes.
My question to staff is, can we absorb that 2,000 within existing budgets without adding it on to the bottom line of rates?
I think Drew's nodding that he can. Yeah, I mean, it's such a small sum. If council would like that to happen, we'll make it happen.
Right. Are there any further questions on this one? Which case can I have a mover?
Sorry, is the, you're moving
I'm moving
that we do not,
an increase.
we give an increase, but it's not an impact on rates. Is that what we're talking about? Okay.
I'd like to know how many times we can do that before we get a different answer.
Not often, not often.
You get a $2,000 difference.
Is there anyone prepared to move? In which case I'll move from the, thank you, Councillor Pike. And thank you, Councillor Graham. Do you wish to speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, I've had association with them before in my time as the chair of the Hawke's Bay Environmental Awards. And Enviro schools out there do a damn good job, and they, it's about getting the grassroots used to environmental thinking, and those grassroots are our young ones, our tamariki. So they're the ones that are the future for us, and I think putting that effort in there is great. So yeah, it's worthwhile.
Thank you. Councillor Graham?
I just endorse that too. I have a contact with this personally, and it's an excellent program.
I'd just like to add that in the original days, it was funded partly by the government through, I think, the Ministry of the Environment. They pulled out of it, and we're very lucky that we had a benefactor who stepped up to the mark, because it is a very powerful work, has been expanded quite markedly, and every year we've seen an increase in the number of schools engaged in it. So I think that this particular funding increase is really only keeping line with inflation and their added workload, so pleased to support it. I'll put the motion, if you don't want to sum up anything, David, Councillor Pike. All those in favour say aye. Against? Carried.